Hello and welcome. It's great to see you all face to face. Really exciting to be on the grounds of Government House. My name is Michaela Bensley. I'm the Interim Chief Executive of the SACE Board, and welcome. Before we get into the formalities of the day, I wanted to just firstly acknowledge where we meet, which is on the land of the Kaurna people. I want to recognise that their attachment to the land, both from a spiritual and cultural perspective, is as important now as it's ever been. I also want to pay deep respects to their elders, both past, present and emerging, and it's really important that we recognise that when we're in spaces like today. I want to just do a few little housekeeping things and then we'll get into the fun bit, which is celebrating the amazing students that we have here in the room today. If in the rare event we have an evacuation, we have officers that will guide us out of the grounds in a calm and safe way. Toilets, if you need them, are just to your left here behind the marquee. And you'll notice that there's going to be a photographer for every merit recipient who comes up. You can access those photos via the front cover, I think, on your programs, lets you know how to access them, and also the QR code also tells you how to get to them. There'll be opportunity at the end of the formal ceremony to wander around the grounds and take your own kind of family photos. The event's actually being streamed live on our website. It'll also be available for the full ceremony on the website in about a week's time. We'll do it next week. And I just ask that your phones go on silent, if that's okay. So to get to the fun bit, welcome distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the highest achieving students for the class of 2021 in the area of sciences. Welcome to the SACE Merit Ceremony. I'm delighted to be able to celebrate your extraordinary achievements and thank you for coming today. I'd also like to recognise and acknowledge the grounds that we meet on and thank the Governor for allowing us to be here on these grounds and the generosity in being able to share this space. This is the 34th time that we've had the merit ceremony, so it's quite a partnership that we have here. I'd like to recognise we're holding 9 sessions over 2 days, celebrating the successes of over 1,000 students, 1,016 actually, who've achieved over 1,282 subject merits across a huge range of subjects. And it's through their hard work and their perseverance that they've been able to achieve this success. So well done. Just reflecting then also on the year that was last year, just recognising what an extraordinary effort it was given the complexities of the COVID and what that kind of brought to us. And in terms of also just reflecting on your whole SACE has actually been in that context of a pandemic, and the things that we thought kind of wouldn't happen and the changes we've had to make in response to that have been extraordinary. To go from sort of online learning to maybe hybrid learning, and are we in school, are we out of school, disruptions with teachers and your students and your own family and so forth, just recognising that complexity. We've got very familiar with words like pivoting and agile and online learning platforms and all those types of things that just we weren't even expecting to do, and just recognising that your whole SACE has actually been within that context. Obviously your own success doesn't happen without the support of those around you, your friends, your parents, your other support systems, and importantly in this context, your teachers. So wanting to recognise the huge effort that they've made in terms of the success that you've been able to achieve. Also just want to recognise that you've also achieved your SACE, which is quite an effort. 13 years of schooling. Who would have finally thought that you finished high school? And it's worth celebrating. The SACE opens doors for you and allows you to dream big around what possibilities there are going forward. Given that we're holding this ceremony middle of this year, I'm hoping that you've been able to experience some of what your future already looks like as you've endeavoured to this year to go on those first steps. Sometimes it's tricky. Where you think you're going to start and what you think you might want to do doesn't sometimes pan out or isn't quite what you thought. My own advice in that is just do those things that actually make you feel passionate. Things that bring you joy are usually the things that, in my experience, just follow, and things will fall into place. You're clearly driven and high performing, have high expectations for yourself and others. Just be kind to yourself as you move through, and while you give yourself kind of high expectations, also just know that failing also, you learn a lot by doing that. So I wish you every success going forward. So if you would join me today in just recognising these young people, you actually finally made it. Not only did you finish the SACE, but you've also demonstrated the highest level of academic excellence by achieving merits today. So well done if you join me in congratulating the class. I'd like to introduce Mike Ascombe to the stage. He's one of our faculty managers. He's going to introduce our guest presenter, who's an amazing person who will be really great in terms of recognising the achievement of the students and handing out the certificates and the opportunities for photos afterwards. So thank you very much. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you very much, Michaela, and welcome to everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and students of the class of 21. As Michaela mentioned, my name is Mike Ascombe. I'm one of the education consultants at the SACE board, and I work in the science and mathematics faculty. I'm delighted, like everyone else is, to be here today and to share in the celebrations and the extraordinary achievements of the students over the past 12 months. As a teacher, these sorts of events were always my most favourite events because you got to actually see students who had completed, and most of the time they were all really excited about what lies ahead, and it's great to see that there's no difference today. Every year we invite a guest presenter to come and celebrate the successes of the students. Today we welcome Dr. Eva Balan, who is the South Australian Government's Chief Information Officer in the Department of Premier and Cabinet. Along with her team, Eva provides core technology and cyber security services, including email, connectivity and collaboration tools that enable more than 100,000 public servants and 30 agencies to deliver important services to the South Australian community. Prior to this role, Eva worked for Microsoft in Europe, Asia and Australia, including State Director for Microsoft South Australia. Eva has a PhD in Innovation and Entrepreneurship from the University of Adelaide and is founder and chair of Her Tech Path Incorporated, which is a grassroots organisation dedicated to celebrating and inspiring careers for women and girls in the technology sector. And so it is my great pleasure to introduce, and please give a very warm welcome to Dr. Eva Balan.
Thank you very much for the invitation to the SACE board, Michaela and Mike, for being here today to address this amazing group of students who've completed an extremely high level of academic achievement, and also your families today. I would also like to add a short acknowledgement of country in Kaurna language. Nai tampandi nadlu Kaurna miona yatanga. Munaicha buruburuna nadlu itcha. Munaicha nanku yalaka tarkariana tantari. This ceremony is here to celebrate outstanding academic achievements of all of you and the excellence in your scholarship. I know it's been a tough road and the pandemic's thrown everyone else out of whack, but congratulations on persevering through the 2 years that you've been working on your SACE. I hope you are extremely proud of what you've achieved and that you have also learnt a lot through the process about yourself, because it's the learning that matters most. And what a wonderful opportunity to be in the beautiful grounds of Government House. So the focus is definitely on your awards, but I would like to briefly speak about 3 things: character, failure, and values. So what is character? I found a definition that describes character as the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. And all of you are here because you have proven that you have excellent intellectual and scholarship capabilities. These are your mental capabilities. And this is certainly an advantage to you in your studies and your professional career. However, I really would like to encourage you to consider further about your character and the moral qualities that you also bring to the table as part of your character. As a hiring manager and leader of more than 150 staff doing all that work that Mike explained, I can confirm that when I'm interviewing and my staff and leaders are interviewing, we do pay attention to skills and qualifications. They matter. They matter because it shows you can think, reason, you have some underlying skills and capabilities and knowledge. However, and perhaps more importantly, we hire for character. the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. For example, what kind of energy do you bring to a room? Do you convey positive energy that inspires others? Do you demonstrate language about we, not always I? And do you pitch in to help others where required? I recently read an article that explained that one of the possible predictors of leadership is actually how well people listen. So it actually seems to matter a little more than skills and experience. I'm sure you've all heard the saying, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Therefore, listen more than you speak. So as you start this next exciting phase in your life, think about how much you can learn by listening to others. Certainly don't be shy about sharing your ideas, your perspectives, and make sure it's balanced. I'm especially careful in meetings and interactions to call on my introvert colleagues because they usually have been carefully considering ideas and insights that the others have not considered because they've been quietly thinking about it and they have something valuable to share. A brief comment on failure. So as this is an awards ceremony for excellence in the sciences, you will all know that hypotheses and experiments are at the heart of all the sciences that you've been studying. It's about understanding how our world works and how we can make an impact on our planet and our community. All the sciences, including maths, chemistry, physics, biology, technology, engineering, scientific studies, nutritional studies, all the amazing things that you've studied, they are all also critical building blocks for our economy. As new innovations and inventions come to light that solve complex and wicked problems for the world. Hopefully everyone's had their share of a science lesson that gave you an opportunity to mix different substances together and observe the impact, sometimes benign and sometimes dramatic, like an explosion. And sometimes you just didn't get the result that you expected and it appears to be a failure. However, it is all still a valuable learning experience. So this provides an opportunity to think about Professor Carol Dweck's concept of growth mindset. I'm sure you've heard of that, which values learning, experimentation, and failure. I also think about FAIL in this way. If you turn it into an acronym, FAIL actually stands for First Attempt in Learning. If I've never done it before, I might not get it right. And while you've all demonstrated outstanding scholarship, there might have been times along the way where you didn't nail it the first time, and that's okay. And if you have found academic study easy and it's all come quite naturally to you, then that's fabulous and you're really fortunate. You've got capacity to do amazing things in the future. However, do be aware you will come across situations, people, difficult conversations, and these will challenge you. Don't be afraid to ask for advice from others. Don't feel you have to go it alone. You'll continue to gain knowledge and skills when you find great mentors and advocates who will help you develop into the very best version of yourself and develop your character to its very greatest potential. Be vulnerable and open to critical feedback because that's how we learn and improve. And finally, on values. I think we all have, even if we haven't explicitly explained it to ourselves, we all have some internal notion of what our personal values are. We can be negatively triggered if we see people behaving in certain ways because it quite simply goes against our personal values. My top 3 values are courage, compassion, and creativity. These values keep me centred and they also help me navigate really difficult situations. They're an integral part of my character. I would really recommend doing a values card sort exercise if you've never done it before. You start with about 70 cards, with every card with a different word on it, different value. Whittle it down to 20. Then 10, then 5, and then 3. Think about why they're important to you, internalise it, and use those values to differentiate yourself and your character as you are seeking study opportunities, internships, job opportunities, to really pinpoint who you are as a person and sell yourself. Values are an incredibly strong moral compass, and they help that whatever you do, you'll do with integrity to yourself and with confidence. And these do contribute and enhance your character. Again, my sincere congratulations to you all on your outstanding scholarship. It's a pleasure to be with you here today, and I look forward to presenting you with your awards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eva, for your very inspiring and honest address. We'll now invite our Merit Scholars to the stage to receive their award from Eva. As I read out the names, can I please ask that we reserve our applause until the very end, once all the students have come up. Thank you. Okay. Amelia Adamson for psychology. Olivia Allen for biology. Molly Astley, biology. Imogen Beattie, psychology. Jordan Blanksby, biology. Annie Blight, psychology. William Bradley, biology. Catherine Brooke Smith, biology. Scott Butler Pollock, physics. Sophie Casey, scientific studies. Sarah Catford, nutrition. Esther Cheng, psychology. Jade Cross, biology. Ninuri Divinawara, psychology. Estella Diker, physics. Justina Dutka, biology. Lane Evans, biology. Oh, Lane's not here, sorry. Ashwin George, biology. Emily Giotis, biology. Aisha Glazier, psychology. Paige Gordon, biology. Mia Haynes, psychology. Alexandra Hinton, psychology. Jai Jang, biology. Ali Mackey, biology. Mila Moronich, nutrition. Sienna Moreau, biology. Caitlin Organ, psychology. Erica Fua, biology. Hasina Rahimi, scientific studies. Eloise Sandell, nutrition. Caleb Schwartz, agricultural systems. Mikala Searle, psychology. Shana Sahota, psychology. Lily Spiker, biology. Rachel Stone, biology. Anthony Tran, psychology. Charlotte Turner, psychology. Tan Vo, psychology. Nate Wearing, biology. And Charlie Webb, psychology. Please could you join me in congratulating all scholars who have received merit awards today. Well done. So can we also please join me in thanking our special guest, Dr. Eva Balan. This concludes the official proceedings of the 2022 Merit Ceremony, Presentations for the Sciences. On behalf of the SACE Board of South Australia, thank you very much for attending today's ceremony and for helping make this a very special celebration for young people who have achieved excellence in their SACE. Congratulations once again must go to all the merit recipients. As you exit, do enjoy the grounds of Government House to take photographs to capture the moment. Thank you.